Hi, my darlings. I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Sophie. I have a doctorate in literature, which means I get overly emotionally invested in the shows that we're watching. Today, we're reacting to episode 22 of season 2 of Vinland Saga. Last episode, we saw Thorfinn trying to speak with Canute. Canute is having none of it. I think Canute is still fearful of confronting Thorfinn because he was stroking the scar, which means he very much still has this idea of who Thorfinn is without realizing how much Thorfinn has actually changed and grown, which makes complete sense. He hasn't seen Thorfinn since Thorfinn gave him the scar, so of course he's going to be quite fearful of who it is that he's going to be facing. But it still shows that he can't even dignify him with meeting him, with looking him in the eye, and that just really irks me. Based on everything that they've gone through in their past, you'd think that he would at least look at him. He has all these people around him to protect him, these Yoms Vikings, and he still doesn't have the courage to meet Thorfinn and look at him. It angered me so goddamn much. And then Ulma is taking a stance showing that honor is not worth your life, becoming this idea of a better man, embracing the fact that it's okay to be afraid and it's okay to value your life over your honor. It's not something that we should demonize or see as being less of a man. He is taking a stance in this culture where masculinity is inherently tied to honor, inherently tied to this perception of being a warrior. Ulma is breaking that cycle, is being the change in the world that we want to see, is very much doing what Thorfinn has been saying to Einar needs to be done. That in this culture, when honor is so deeply ingrained into masculinity, you can't change how it's perceived unless you break away from it entirely. And Ulma is breaking away from it. He stood up to his brother. He's finally accepted that he is not Thorgil and he shouldn't be living his life trying to be Thorgil. Sverkel is so proud of him. Despite everything, he's becoming a man worthy of respect and pride. Thorgil doesn't see him becoming a man, but Sverkel does, because to Sverkel, that is being a man. It's taking responsibility. It's taking action. It's showing that it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be afraid. It's not characteristics we should shame or we should see as inherently negative, that it's okay for men to have emotions. They shouldn't have to bottle it up and hide it away, because when they do that, we end up with men like Thorgil, and nobody wants to be Thorgil. It's not good to have this perception that giving your life for honor is more worthy than living your life. That's not something that we should be promoting, but also this idea that crying is a weakness. I'm just so proud of Ulma. I'm so proud of him. I'm so happy that Sverkel is proud of him. He's been wanting to be a man this whole season. That's been his mission, his goal, to be seen as a man. And in stepping up and preventing further death and destruction, he finally achieves that. Going to show that this idea of masculinity being tied with you're only a man if you take another life, if you're violent, if you win a battle, isn't what it's made up to be. There is a different way of being a man in this society, and Ulma is showing that, Einar is showing that, and Thorfinn is showing that, and all of his ties back to Thor's and his message that nobody has any enemies, that only the enemies that we create. And I'm going to lose it if Thorfinn says, I don't have any enemies at some point, because it will just be that full circle moment. He keeps saying, like, my father's trying to tell me something and it's important and I can't remember it. And I think what he can't remember is this message of you don't have any enemies. And I think it's going to be a defining moment when he finally like utters those words. But before we begin our reaction today, we have 2 new boxes from Sakuraco and Tokyo Treats for the May edition. And again, lovely pink box from Sakuraco and a unique orange box from Tokyo Treats. Both boxes ship globally straight to your door, and each box also includes a cultural booklet featuring snack descriptions, allergen information, and fun insights about Japanese culture. If you want to know what the difference between the 2 boxes are, Sakuriko is more a monthly artisan Japanese snack box, and it has 20 traditional seasonal sweets, but also Japanese tea and an exclusive homeware item that changes on a monthly basis. And their focus is on supporting local makers across Japan. So, with the Sakuriko box, the snacks are carefully curated, meaning they're not the typical treats that you'd usually find in Japanese convenience stores. Whereas Tokyo Treat is more of a fun monthly snack box, so it's packed with limited edition sweets, Kit Kats, chips, noodles, and Japan only treats that you won't find outside of Japan. So that would be the difference between the two. But I am going to open the boxes so that you can see inside of them for yourselves and decide which one is the ideal one for you. This month, Tokyo Treat takes you to Osaka, a city known for its vibrant food culture. You'll discover snacks inspired by local favorites, from savory bites like octopus rice crackers and yummy yakisoba to sweet treats like mini sugar donuts, plus plenty more to enjoy and share with your loved ones. This month, Sakura takes you to Hiroshima, where nature, culture, and history come together. You'll find curated treats like Satoshi lemon cookies, Kyoho grape chocolate crunch, strawberry bomkuchen. These snacks are designed to be savored slowly, whether alone or with loved ones. I'm going to try one of the Kit Kats, which are Kit Kat Golds. I believe they are caramel. So I'm very excited to try these. I've loved all the Kit Kats that I have received so far. Japan, hands down, has the best Kit Kats ever. I really enjoyed the first Kit Kats I got, which were like cherry blossom flavored. We got matcha ones last time. They were really good, but I preferred the cherry blossom ones. So I'm excited to try these because these are very different. Okay, these are really nice. These will be gone. 10 out of 10 every time. So good. Love the Kit Kat. Whether you're planning a cozy night in, a movie night with friends, or just treating yourself after a long day, these boxes are the perfect companion. Check out the latest offers in the link below and use my code Dr. Sophie Reacts to get $5 off your first box. A huge thank you to Tokyo Treats and Sakuriko for sponsoring this video. But without further ado, let's get into episode 22 and let's see if Thorfinn can withstand these punches and can finally meet with Canute. Oh! We're only on 16? He has to make it to 100. What the fuck? Oh my god, Thorfinn. He keeps redirecting his face. He did say to Aina, I know how to take a punch. So he keeps like directing his fist to where he wants it to be. He's being very strategic. I wonder if he's going to pass out from exhaustion before Thorfinn breaks. Like that's how Thorfinn's gonna win.
なんか手応えが軽いぞこいつ。拳が当たる直前に首や腰をひねって体の芯への衝撃を散らしている。
Smart boy.
それもごくわずかに。かわしていると気づかれぬ程度に。この調子で長くは持つまい。
Don't underestimate my boy. It's still awful that like he's putting himself through this. He sees it as a worthy sacrifice in order to speak to Canute to maybe save lives.
暴力は最後の手段だ。最初の
Oh, his
最初の
nose.
手段を見つけられるようになりたい。
これがそうなのか。最初の手段ってやつなのか。
Withstanding violence without reacting to it.
繰り返さずただ耐えて。それがお前のこれからの生き
He
方なの
really
か。
wants to remove himself from violence altogether.
トルフィンそいつは農場とは無関係だ。やべ。
Oh! The distraction! He let his guard down. Oh, shit. Oh, he took a direct hit. He's gonna get back up though, right?
よーし、手応えあり。
Oh, Thorfinn.
なんなんだ、お前らもう農場出てるはずだろ。
He's trying to save the people on this farm.
奴らの折檻に100発伝えたら王様に直談判させてもらえる、そういう約束なんです。農場のために。
Because he's like you. He owes a debt. And he wants to repay it before he leaves.
もういい、やめろ。
The more alike than they realize.
バカ野郎が。信じられねえくらいのお人よしだぜ、お前は。話し合いで解決するくらいならとっくにやってら。
He had to try something. Violence couldn't be the first resort anymore.
本当に真剣に
No, they didn't. Kettle went straight into fighting.
する努力を
They all went straight into fighting. No one tried to actually solve this with words and diplomacy. Kettle rallied an army to oppose Canute.
何も考えずに剣で答えただけだろうがよ。
He's right.
おい、ちょっと待て。
He's up. Not over. I've got chills. Oh my god, his teeth!
てめえ何くつろいでんだ中脇野
Middle part.
郎。げんこつなんざ虫刺されほども効かねえんだよ。
He's riling him up in the same way that Askeladd used to rile him up.
人を待たせてんだよ。
Because when they're riled up, they're not thinking properly about what they're doing and their strikes. It's how you overcome. Oh my god, I have like goosebumps.
エイナル、このまま続けたら死ぬぞ。
He knows, but he won't disobey Thorfinn. This is what Thorfinn wants. And he's willing to let him do what he feels he needs to achieve. God, the slow passage of time. Started in the morning, it's now sunset. He's exhausted. I think he's gonna crack before Thorfinn does. Oh, Olma. God, the power, the strength, the resilience. He's ran out of energy before he even got to 100. God, Thorfinn. A true warrior is someone that can withstand all odds, all pains, all suffering, without resorting to the use of violence in return. That can love everyone, even those that hate them. Thorfinn is that.
疑ってすまなかった。
If he calls him a true warrior, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it.
お前は本物の戦士だ。
I'm gonna cry. He is.
この者はかつて我々と同じく王陛下のこの世を務めたものです。
Oh,
どうかこのトルフィンのお目通りをお許しください。
his nose is so swollen. I'm like not going to make it through, am I?
だがなぜ殴り返さないのだ。
Because violence should never be the first resort.
なんだその質問は。
His lips as
和
well.
平交渉の相手をぶん殴ってりゃ世話ねえぜ。
That would just completely disregard everything that he's trying to do.
何の恨みもね
I have no
え。
enemies.
なんで俺たちが殴り合わなきゃいけねえんだ。バカバカしい。いがみ合ってるのはクヌートとケティルじゃねえか
Not
よ。
them.
こんな大勢集まって血を流す必要は全くねえ。
Oh, I'm so proud of him.
今日会ったばかりだ。あんた方は俺の敵じゃない。
He finally remembers his dad's words, that important message that he's never been able to cling to.
大した度胸だな。この数の食料
Ah,
戦士に囲まれて堂々と戦争を否定するとは。
I'm so glad I came prepared with tissues today.
王陛下とて好んで戦をなさっているわけではない。拝謁しお言葉を聞けばそのお心を知るだろう。
来いよ、エイナル。戦争を起こす張本人に会うんだ。お前も言いたいことがあるだろう。
So they can change it. So that no more wars are fought, no more blood is shed. That they can be the difference in the world that they always wanted to be. I love that when he said, I have no enemies, Alma's eyes, it resonated with him so strongly. And I wondered if Alma would be like Thorfinn, that he would eventually come to that same conclusion. And I was correct. I lost it. The minute he said, I have no enemies, and we saw his dad again. Oh, chills. I'm still like getting emotional. Like, I'm still getting emotional. Still crying.
パテールさん、
Oh, it was Peter. He is
あの
amongst
中に
them.
パテールさんを見つけてしまったら、冷静で
Oh,
いられ
okay.
なくなる。
If you find Peter, so they don't know if he's there or not. I hope he's not. I hope Peter somehow survived. Oh my god, I am like on edge at seeing this interaction between the two of them. So much time has passed.
わかった。会おう。
How could
そ
you
なたたちの気持
refuse?
ちを尊重する。
I love that they're meeting near the tide, almost as if they can change the tide of this oncoming violence and war. That they can reverse it somehow. It's very beautiful symbolism. That's what I love about Vinland, is the symbolism. A lot of it is showing rather than telling.
久しいな。トルフィン、そなたを奴隷の身に落としたことを。
I called it! I fucking called I called it. I called it like way back in like the beginning of the season, that it was Canute that made him a slave, that it was Canute's punishment for what he did to him. I was right. I was I knew it. Hypocrite, you bastard.
デンマーク王家に刃を向けた俺が今こうして生きているんだ。あなたの配慮に感謝しています。
I get that it was his way of keeping Thorfinn alive, because it was that or death, but still a hypocrite to ban
かつ
slavery
て
while
届けなか
selling
った
him
と
into it.
五分の戦いをしたという男。あんなに小柄で若いとは。
He's a legend in his own right, like his father.
その顔では面影もわからぬが、確かに世の知るトルフィンのようだな。しかし、首相なことを申すようになった。
So much changed in 4 years.
人を変えるには十分な年月だ。
You too, Canute. You're unrecognizable as well. You've changed a lot in 4 years.
クヌート、農場から手を引いてくれ。
I wonder if he'll listen.
事の発端はケティル川にある。
No, you provoked this. This was your plan all along. You intended this.
農場側は100人以上死んでいる。働き手があんなに死んだら、もうこの一帯は立ち直れないかもしれない。
What more is there to gain from further violence and bloodshed?
戦力差を見誤ったケティルに罪がある。さればこそ、ケティル一族の処分が済むまで。
What does that achieve? It achieves nothing.
この農場を手に入れるまでってことだろ。
It's all your greed. It's not but anything else other than
王様な
that.
んて言っても実際ただの強盗じゃねえか。
Go, Aina.
その
Aina
辺の
calls it
バイ
as
キ
he
ング
sees
の親
it.
玉と何が違うってんだ。ああ、そんなに畑が欲しければ自分で作ってみやがれ。
You don't have to steal one.
土を耕して見守って育ててみろよ。そうすりゃそれを奪うのが どれだけ悪いことか身に染みてわかるだろうぜ。
Go, Aina. This is why he brought Aina along. Aina calls it as he sees it.
お前は昔ゲインズバラで言ったよな。この地上に楽土を作る。
This isn't
生
paradise.
き苦しむ者たちのための理
You're
想
just
郷。
making people suffer. I'm hoping that Thorfinn can make him realize how much he's changed and departed from his previous beliefs.
世はバイキングの親玉中の親玉だ。
He can somehow make him confront the reality of what he's become.
北海最強のバイキングである。
This is just Sven. You've just become your father.
千の船、万の兵を率いる将内。
This is exactly what Sven said.
不可能を可能にする。
Not word for word, but leading 100 men.
見よ。世の力であの波を沈めてみせよう。帝王クヌートの名において。波を。
He truly thinks that he's above God himself, that his power has the ability to control the waves. It does not. The waves will keep coming. Because there's things in this world that even you don't have power over.
そなたたち。我が力。あの波を起こしている者が誰か知っているか。神だ。
What is all this
地上に楽土
for?
を築くということは、奴の定めた条理に逆らうということ。神への反逆だ。
But at what cost, Canute?
我らバイキングにこの混乱と破壊の担い手を恐怖の略奪
But
者
you
を
swore to be different. You swore to bring love, and you're not bringing love, you're bringing suffering.
それこそ人間だ。罪を犯し迷い続ける人間の姿そのもの
But you could have been better. You could have been the change, and you've chose not to
この
be.
者たちを救わねば楽土建設など到底かなわぬ。
But you're not saving them. You're encouraging them. You're doing the same thing.
救う。
この者たちを制し御しその力を束ね楽土へ向かわせることができる者は世を置いて他にはおらぬ。人間の力を束ね神と
You're a
戦う
madman. This is just madness.
すごい男だクヌート。俺には思いつきもしなかった。バイキングを救うなんて。
てめえがどんなでかいことやろうがてめえの勝手だ。だがそのために今日てめえに殺される人間は
Thank you.
誰が救うんだ。バイキングは力になるから生かして役に立たない人間からは殺して奪うのか。
But what about everyone else that suffers under you? This isn't paradise. Thank you, Aina.
もう真っ平だ。
No more.
これ以上お前らの犠牲になってたまるか
He
よ。
refuses to see other people suffer because of you and others, believing that their mission is more noble than anyone
そなた
else's.
に許されようとは思わぬ。
だ
He doesn't want your forgiveness.
農場から手を引く気はないんだな。
ない。ケテルの富は世の事業に必要だ。
You're no better than a thief.
さすればどうする。
This isn't a noble pursuit. This is just greed.
世を
Want of
殺すか
power.
殺さぬ限り世を止めることはできるぞ。
Violence, the first resort again. Instead of talking things through, he's like, "You'll have to kill me." There's no compromise. There's no willingness to actually engage with him. Your heart has become so hardened and cruel. It's unreal. Oh, I have like absolute chills from this episode, from everyone marveling at Thorfinn's strength and perseverance and refusal to use violence, to him being referred to as a true warrior, to him saying, "I have no enemies. You have no enemies. The fight is between Kettle and Canute. It's not between us. We don't know each other. So why are we shedding blood? We shouldn't be fighting each other. It's not our fight. It's not our conflict. So why are we being used by these two powerful men for their own endeavors. It's not fair. He's reiterating that to them, and it struck Ulmer to the core. Ulmer had tears in his eyes because I think Ulmer finally now has someone to respect and model himself after, much in the same way that Thorfinn had Thors, Ulmer now has Thorfinn as the aspiration to be better, to do right by the people around him. And I love that, like, we have Thorfinn almost being struck by Canute saying, "Oh, he's an incredible man. It never struck me to want to save the Vikings." And Einar's just calling Canute out on his bullshit. And I'm with Einar on this. He can rant all he wants about wanting to build a utopia, about wanting to unify the Vikings under him so that he can build paradise, that he can move them away from causing pain and destruction and teaching them how to love. But in the process of gaining this strength, he is causing untold suffering, untold harm. He's no better than a thief. He's stealing land that is not his own, that he's never worked for, that he doesn't understand how much blood, sweat, and tears goes into creating and sustaining this life. Einar does, because Einar grew up farming. He also has been toiling on this farm. He knows how hard it is. And that's why he's like, I don't believe you. I don't believe that your mission is a noble one, that we should find ourselves embroiled in agreeing with you, because at the end of the day, you are no better than a thief. You've come here instead of actually trying to reason with Kettle and his men. You drew your swords, they drew theirs. You're saying that he started this because Ulmer killed your men because he didn't become one of your, I think it said Fanes? Can't remember the exact terminology, but one of his guards, essentially. But that was a scenario that he created, and in creating that scenario has led to this. This was all masterminded by Canute. So this idea of him being the victim is not the truth at all. He has created and crafted this situation in order to have an excuse, in order to take this land, knowing that Kettle's not going to give it up. He knows that. That's why he came armed and prepared, because if he thought that there was a compromise to be found, he wouldn't have brought so many armed men, especially Yom's Vikings, who are trained for this very notion, trained for this aspect of conflict. He's doing this intentionally. I love that we have him basically reiterating his father's words, like, look at what I can command. I can even command the waves. His father never said that, but the aspects of, like, how many men he can control and the power that comes with his authority is very much Sven, and what Sven was saying to him, that Canute doesn't understand the burden that is the crown, the weight that it pushes down on you, and we're seeing that reiterated here. But he's showing that there are aspects that he can't control, which is the waves. Because at first I thought, I was like, he's mad. Like, what is he doing? He can't obviously control the waves. God controls the waves. So this is his rebellion against God, because God has taken paradise from them and God has taken love from them, and humanity is destined to be punished for eternity and they're suffering, and he wants to bring love back to them. But it seems a direct contrast to this journey that he's gone on. How can he expect people to find love if he's bringing untold suffering to others? How can he expect people to move away from this way of life when he's actively propagating it? He's inciting conflict. And I know it's with this idea that eventually there won't be a need for conflict because I will have unified everyone under me, but there's always going to be conflict. There's always going to be someone that is vying against him, or that he needs more money, or he needs more power in order to establish this utopia. It's not this constructible aspect that he thinks it is. It's not this achievable goal. It's this juxtaposition between his idealism and reality, that his ideal goal isn't necessarily what is realistic, what's actually going to come into fruition. In season one, I thought this idea of utopia and this concept of utopia would be that he would be a better king than his father, that he would prevent suffering, prevent violence, prevent bloodshed, prevent conflict, would embrace everyone and build them up and sustain them rather than seeking war, seeking vengeance. And of course, he has to defend that to a certain extent because he's a king. He has to not appear weak, but he's actively seeking conflict. He's not defending himself. That's the difference. He's not showing love in creating suffering to others. We've seen how many men have been lost. We've seen the families mourning the dead. The farm may not be able to recover because of how many workers have died in this process. How is this bringing love and connection and utopia and paradise? How is this going to fulfill your inevitable rebellion against God? You can't rebel against God. It's not something that's actually fathomable. If you truly wanted to bring love to people, you would never have gone down this route. And that's the hypocrisy of it. It's the way in which we see his own hypocrisy show up in that he bans slavery in the slave trade, but yet sells Thorfinn into slavery. And I know that it was done to keep Thorfinn alive because the only other option would be to execute him for treason. I know it was done for that. But at the same time, I think this is just setting the stage for his hypocrisy, that everything he says, he contradicts with his actions. He says that he wants to bring paradise and peace, but he's not doing that. And Einar is actually the one to finally fucking call him out. And I guess that's why Thorfinn brought him along, because Einar isn't going to sit there and suffer this bullshit in his mind. This isn't helping anybody. This is just harming people in the process. This is just greed. He's just a thief. This grand ambition that he had was forgotten long ago when he started waging war and killed his own brother and started to become like his father. Once his father became sort of this moral consciousness, this guiding force, is when he began to rapidly depart from what he aimed to do in season one. So we're seeing this reversal of Canute becoming everything he abhorred under this guise of rebelling against God and bringing love to the people and unity and achieving paradise. He's not, but he's become everything counter to that, and Canute doesn't see it. But in Einar and Thorfinn confronting him, he may inevitably come to realize how far he's rapidly departed from it all, that he is a walking contradiction. And then you have Thorfinn, who started off angry, full of violence, full of rage and this need for revenge, becoming this true warrior, becoming this man that withstands violence and never reacts to it, that is able to look at someone who is rooting for his downfall and not hate them, that he can embrace the pain and the suffering and still love that person utterly in front of him, because violence is never the first resort, it's never the first reaction. He can endure it because he knows that it's worth it in comparison to the suffering and pain that he would cause by reacting, by striking back. It's part of this process of becoming someone that wants to be better, that wants to create and sustain life rather than take it away. Becoming the man that his father's always wanted him to be, and his father would be so proud. He is going further than his father in this process. In being called a true warrior, he has achieved something that even his father hadn't achieved before his death. And Asgard had said to him, be better than Thor's, achieve more than he did. And we're seeing that come to fruition. I lost it. I lost it. Just goosebumps, absolute goosebumps. I really don't want to end season 2 because I know that we have no announcements of season 3 yet, but we're so close to the end as well. I just want it to end with Thorfinn going home and being reunited with his mom. I feel like that will be a really good full circle moment. And if we never got season 3, it would be a good way for it to end, is Thorfinn finally becoming the man his father always wanted him to be, and finally going home and being able to take Aina with him and them starting a life of their own away from all of this, in saving other people's lives on the farm and making a difference in this world. They are preaching love, they are showing tolerance and acceptance and kindness, and they are building something better. And Canute is not doing that. Canute is hell bent on building a utopia, but at what cost? At the cost of so many suffering in the process. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. And until next episode, bye.